Hello and welcome to Tabletop War Games. Welcome to episode 8 of Tile Talk. In this episode I'm going to chat about how I go about constructing this tile, just chatting about all the bits and pieces that go into it and my thought process of building a tile. Let's get into it. See you in a bit. So guys, welcome back to Tabletop War Games. So what I wanted to chat about this week in Tile Talk was basically the construction of a tile. As you can see this is not painted. I've not been able to paint any tiles recently because I've had a few problems with my chest and I've not been able to paint. So I've stayed away from using the airbrush for a little while, and feeling a lot better now. But this is the tunnel tile. It's like a tunnel entrance / hideout entrance, whatever you want it to be. Just give this a quick spin around so you can see it in its full glory. But yeah, all I want to talk about today is how I go about this, because I get a lot of people asking me how I raise these tiles up and bits and pieces like that. So that's what we're going to chat about today. So this is, as I said, the tunnel entrance / hideout entrance. It's a 1x1 tile using the Zone Mortalis floors. There's a lot of the gang stronghold kit on this. The tower here is made using the the stronghold tile, and a lot of the barriers and that on here are using the stronghold tile, the stronghold kit as well, including the gates, which do swing open as well, so they open and close, which is great. Again, I've used some of the scrap kits from the Octaris set. These are pre-painted ones because I had them spare for the table with scatter, but I wanted them on here, so that's why they're painted, but they get repainted when the tile gets painted. I've chucked some pipes on here as well, and as you can see here, there is actually a slope that goes down from the top level back down to here. I will talk about that in a minute, how I do that. And then we've got the stairs going up as well to the platform on top. So let's get into the main bulk of the tile. So if I flip this over, you can actually see how I constructed this. So what I do with this is 1.5mm plastic card. You can get it in black, you can get it in white, you can get it in, I think that's the only two colours you can get it in. But yeah, I build a basic frame using the plastic card. Rule of thumb for me is most of my tiles are the same height, so what I actually use is my steel rule. So basically, to cut these strips here, I just use the thickness of my steel rule. This is from Wix, and yeah, it's about, well, I don't know, I haven't got a tape measure here either, but it's about an inch thick. So it gives you a good estimation on how high to go. But the other thing that I found with this is it's a little bit shorter than the stairs, so if I was to do this again, what I would do is make it the height of one stair, because I've actually had to cut this bottom one here, as you can see. I wish I'd thought about that before I cut these. I just cut it the width of this for ease, so then I could just drop the ruler down, slice the plastic card and snap it. But if I was to do this again, I would make all of these tiles that I make with the riser the height of one stair, so I don't have to cut them all down. And then I basically build a frame underneath like so, and then to actually make the ramp, it's very, very easy actually. So what I've done first is I cut away some of the support material that's here underneath the tile, and then I've scored where I want the bends. So if I zoom right in here, you can see where I've scored across here to bend that piece, and then on the top section here as well, I've scored this line here. Then what I've done is flip it back over so you can see on these sections here where I want the ramp to drop down, I've actually cut all the way through on these sections. If I flip it that way, you can probably get a better look. There we go. So on these bits here up to where I've cut that all the way through, then all I've done is bent it, obviously down for the ramp and then flat again for the lower portion. As you can see, you do lose a little bit of the length in it. I've lost about 2mm, but realistically that's not really going to matter that much because this butts up to the tile edge of the other tile anyway, so it sort of no loss there. And then I built the frame underneath so that it supports it. I've super glued this all with extra thick super glue. I actually use this stuff that I use in my day job a lot. This is just like high viscosity super glue. It's good for gap filling and things like that. It's about £7 for the bottle, but it's quite a big bottle, so you get quite a lot out of it. And then I use that to just hold everything in place, tack it all in place. Then I plastic glue everything, and then after the plastic glue is dry, I then go in, as you can see here, and use the super glue to fill all the gaps. But yeah, that's pretty much how I make these risers. Nice and simple. It is quite tedious sometimes, because obviously this is quite a complex shape, because you've got the two cutouts here as well, so I've had to cut those bits, I've cut those bits, and then I've had to put supports in down the centres as well. So it's quite a bit of work, but once you get your head around it, it is actually quite simple. So here we've got obviously all the barriers and that from the normal walkways and stairs. We've got the column and wall set here as well, which the beauty about all these kits is they all fit together really well. So the stronghold kit fits onto the walkways, which also then fits onto the walls and columns. And yeah, whoever designed these kits is such a good designer, because they've made all of these kits work together. This is one of the legs from one of the stronghold towers. I just cut it down as a support for the stairs, and then I've nicked some of the, so this is like a hideout entrance sort of thing, or a mine entrance. I've chucked a couple of the storm bolters off of the containers on top, so they're there for gangers to use if they're in play on the in the game. Then we can use those, and the gangers can jump up there and use them. Obviously using their full activation to fire that weapon, because it's a twin linked bolter, so it's quite a good weapon in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I really like this tile. It's a cool, like, themed tile, like a say mining entrance, or a hideout entrance, or just a secret entrance to something. The other thing I like about this is that, like, things like the quads and that actually fit. So when you open these up, the quads fit through the door. So this could be a secret entrance to the ash wastes or something like that for a gang, for a I don't know, a drug runner or a ghast runner or something along those lines, which is quite cool. But yeah, guys, I hope you like this tile. I actually quite like it. Something else I want to show you quickly while I've got you here is I got a cool little machine from my partner. She bought me it for my birthday this year. I haven't actually used it properly yet until the last week. This is like something I've made using it. It's a Cricut machine. It's like a plotter, so it's like a silhouette cutter, and this is just made from plasticard, layered up on different layers. So I'm looking at next year doing a full scratch build table using just this machine, and then using the odd bit of GW stuff for detailing and things like that. So yeah, something to look forward to next year. It's come out pretty well. I've got to weather it all yet and everything else, but it's quite sturdy. Just to give you an idea on like the size of it, if I've got any models to hand. I don't think I have. Oh, I'll give you put a quad on there, and it just shows you like the sort of size that it is. Like this is a little bit too wide. I've got to tweak this a little bit because the file, oh, knocks the camera. The file didn't work properly. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the software. So things to look forward to is what I will do with these is eventually, once I've got my head around it and I'm happy with the files, I'll make them available. Whether I put them on Patreon or whatever, whether they'll be free, I don't know yet. But let me know in the comments, guys, if this is something that you're interested in. And yeah, I hope you like it. And once this is all weathered up, I will put some pictures up on my Instagram. Again, follow me on Instagram, because you get pretty much daily updates there. Whenever I do something, I post it up there, and then I try and do a video at least once a week for the YouTube channel. But yeah, daily updates on Instagram. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Tabletop Wargames. Don't forget to grab your goggles, and I'll see you out in the ash wastes. Peace.